Welcome to another edition of Nutrition Made Simple. This is part 3 of 4 of how to increase your health span and longevity. And today I'm going to talk about what is your blueprint for your nutrition plan as far as supplementation. And, what do I need to take? There's so much confusion. Every day we have 300 different people who come in with all these questions. We read articles and people say, don't take, and say, take this, all these combinations. It has to be mind-blowing to try to determine a plan. And so today I want to help you with that plan. Well, what first off is the goal of actually taking supplements? Because they're not inexpensive. They're somewhat hard to remember. You have to take several pills a day. So what is the real reasons for that? And why have I, throughout my entire life, taking so many supplements since age 14 and I'm almost 66? Well, first is to slow cellular damage. And if you think about the front of your car with the tires, you've had probably many different cars and tires. Some of those wear out quicker than others. Some last 30 or 40,000, some last 15 to 20. Why is that? It's because some cars wear down tires quicker. Well, we wear our cells down and damage them if we don't have the right nutritional content on a daily basis. And that, of course, will end up when we turn certain age to become our demon with how we feel and all of the health issues that come about. Secondly, reducing the incidence of disease. We are in a declining country for disease. We don't live less because we have the kind of medicines that can prolong life, but we certainly can't prolong quality of life in most cases. That's going to come back on us, and we are the ones who have to be empowered to take care of this one precious body that we have. Number 3 is building resilience and a cushion against problems and challenges. I've lost count of the amount of people who have gone through car accidents, illnesses, surgery, that they came and told me that they survived because they were in good physical shape before the accident, before the surgery. I just recently finished double hip replacement. The only reason I could come back to work in 2 weeks was because I was already in good enough shape beforehand that it took me down a notch, but I still was way above where I could have been if I had been unhealthy. And if you go down too far, we're not here anymore. And then number 4 is the number one question I probably get on a daily basis in nutrition world is, I am fatigued. What do you have for stamina and energy? Well, taking these nutrients, if done appropriately, certainly raises the energy and stamina of most people. I love to find my little team that I trust for information because we have to learn to find trusted partners on this journey to health. And one of those is on Instagram, Natural Nurse Mama. She's a nurse practitioner. And she had this great quote or statement that I truly believe in. It says, in America, if you eat the standard American diet and live the standard American lifestyle, you will most certainly end up on standard American pharmaceuticals and in the standard American hospitals. In America, we spend double what other developed countries are spending on healthcare, but we have far worse outcomes. What we're doing is not working. And so it's part of us to take that into our life and our hands because the system that's in place is not going to be there to help you in any ways except acute emergencies and managing your health care on a kind of treadmill basis as we age. The wonderful people, it's the system that's kind of broke. So what are the supplements on this Blueprint 4.5 version? And I call it 4.5 version. Why is that? Because it's 4.5 decades that I've done this. 45 years I have practiced seriously 5 and 6 days a week professionally and did it even more years before I became into this industry of learning health, nutrition, foods, lifestyle, what works, doesn't work. And I've gone around the circle many times. But at this point, I know that all of us almost has a necessity for a basic nutrition plan. This is the blueprint. Products can change. So whatever I speak about and show you here, there may be improvements, there may be better values down the road. But at this point, I am convinced that if person could do these 4 only and watch the knife and fork with the right products as far as your foods and your intake, we covered that on the last episode of this, you will be blessed with far more health. One is omega-3s. This brand here, Vital Omega Gold, to me is the most effective. It's the most clean, tested for every chemical, burp-free, has the right oils and the right constituents to reduce inflammation, maintain brain health, triglyceride management, down the list of the things that we desire as health. Secondly, the correct multivitamin that has the type of array of nutrients that supply needs to your heart, to your joints, to your blood, to your brain, to your energy. And I really believe that taking 2 pills a day instead of 1 is more valuable. This one's a 2 a day. Thirdly, magnesium. Magnesium has over 300 functions in the body. No other nutrient has that many functions. And on one of my websites, The Holistic Navigator, if you type in and Google that with the word magnesium, you can hear me speak about why we need this as a vital nutrient, not only just to feel better, but to be alive. So the right magnesium, NutriBio is fantastic. And lastly, a type of probiotic or a microbiome builder. It's called spores. I'm kind of leaning towards spores a lot for certain people because they're resistant to antibiotics, one. So if you have to take an antibiotic, it won't kill it. Antibiotics kill all probiotics. Secondly, is people's guts seem to be less sensitive to this. So those of us who have taken probiotics and who are like, oh gosh, I didn't feel as well, or I had loose stools, or I had this. Usually spores do not cause that. So 1 pill of spore a day can be miraculous for the immune system and to do the many things that this bacteria needs to do, which is produce brain chemicals adequately. And we have destroyed that through the chlorine and the antibiotics and the meats that have chemicals in them. So this little array, this blueprint, 4.5, is workable. It's reasonable. And we're going to call it again the Core 4 because there's 4 products in here, and it will empower you from this moment forward. So thank you very much for your time, and know that we are here to help you take control of your health.